Hello and welcome to Real Estate Simplified. I'm Seth Ferguson. On today's show, coronavirus has shut the province down. How is real estate being impacted? How can sellers adapt to physical distancing requirements? And with all the uncertainty, is now a good time for buyers to enter the market? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Real Estate Simplified. Joining us today is Kiran Gandhi, founder of Agent Consulting, and Shireen Preksta, broker owner of Century 21 Dreams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we are having a special coronavirus edition, so happy quarantine to everybody out there watching right now. So Shireen, real estate was recently deemed an essential service. What are brokerages doing right now to continue operations?
That's a really good question, Seth. At our brokerage, we are, as you say, an essential service. So we are mostly working from home, talking to lawyers, accountants, all the essential services, appraisers, etc. The services are continuing as usual, just remotely. So we have a skeleton staff in the actual brokerage. The brokerage is closed. Most brokerages across Ontario are closed, and they have their admin staff working within or remotely. So we're open to receive mail, to take confidential documents. We're sanitizing. Our doors are locked. We're protecting our staff. We're protecting ourselves. And for the most part, it's business as usual.
So in a nutshell, people are still able to buy and sell real estate.
1000%. It's just a little different in the approach.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Seth.
Yeah. So some sellers were worried and some buyers were worried. They thought deposits and trust right now, but you are still continuing to close deals as usual, working with lawyers, sending out documents. So like you said, everything is business as usual and nobody needs to panic about the state of their real estate closing.
No, there's accommodations. People have to be considerate of one another. There's a lot of compromising going on. When you have a motivated buyer and a motivated seller, there's always an answer. And you need to get legal advice. You need to talk to your experts and make sure that you're doing the right thing for your clients, just as a normal market. Yeah. And people are very, very able to work things out in an amenable way.
Yeah. And looking at the market, specifically in the GTA right now, the Toronto Real Estate Board a few weeks ago released their last month's stats for March. And we noticed an 8% difference in sales volume from the first 2 weeks of March to the last 2 weeks once Corona restrictions came into effect. What's your feel on the market right now? Because as we're recording this, we are mid-April. What is going on in the market? What's your take on it?
You're correct on March. First 2 weeks, we went like gangbusters. We had multiple offers, prices over asking, short supply of listings. And now with the last 2 weeks of March, everything came to a sort of a standstill because we were finding our way. It was all new and people were concerned about their safety. We've corrected that. We've put procedures in place and it's not business as usual, but it's safety first. But we're finding ways to show properties, to have closings happen, that sort of stuff. We have virtual tours, virtual open houses. There are many, many things. April, surprisingly, first week, things were a little bit slow. Second week of April, we're finding a lot more product coming on the market. I think we were in the first week of April down by about 30%. And second week, all of a sudden, people are saying, hey, this is fine. I still have to buy. I still have to sell. How do I do it? They're finding somebody to help them that knows the market. And they're moving forward in a safe manner. And we're seeing many, many listings coming on board, more product, and more choice for buyers.
Yeah. And as that product hits the market, do you think that's going to be absorbed or bought by buyers, or do you think we're going to have a surplus of inventory?
No, we had a pent up demand of buyers. For example, my brother sold his property. We always advise sell before you buy, and you know exactly what you have in your pocket and you know what you can afford to purchase. Well, he was one of those people that got caught, and he has been unable to find something. So, again, you have to be compassionate, you have to negotiate what's best for the buyer, the seller, maybe extensions, maybe they stay and rent for a month. There's all different ways to approach it. And I think we're finding that cooperating agents and listing agents and lawyers are all working together to make things happen.
Yeah. And you've been through a couple of downturns in your career. And I think this just highlights the need for a buyer or seller to work with an experienced real estate professional who's been through it before and knows what to do to massage a deal to fruition.
For sure. This is my 36th year in the industry, and I used to sell houses when interest rates were 19.5%, and it was a cakewalk. So no, it wasn't. But you know, we adapt. There's always a buyer. There's always a seller. In these circumstances, maybe you may have more down the road, a little bit more in the way of bankruptcies. You're going to have divorce with everybody being cooped up together for all these weeks. You might see an increase in divorce. You know, this is life, and whether estate sales, they're always going to need a realtor. Divorce, they're going to need a realtor. Death, it's part of life. And we have to adapt and be professional and help the people that need us.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, business as usual, a couple little changes with how things are done, but people are still able to buy and sell. So coming up after the break, how can sellers adapt to current market conditions? Stay tuned.